Hey everyone, it's Javi. No up to speed with Wally West today. Instead, I'm going to get you up to speed with Barry Allen. Yep, that's right. We are talking The Flash. And yes, right off the bat, giving you a warning, I am going to talk spoilers. This isn't going to be very long. I just recorded something as of this recording with Batman on Film proper. So if you look to the batmanonfilm.com website, go to their YouTube channel or to their podcast feeds, and you'll hear myself, host Garrett Grev, and fellow senior contributor Peter R. Vera talking The Flash. There's also other episodes over there where you can hear Bill and the Ryans on the Social Hour talk about The Flash as well. So plenty of Batman-focused The Flash movie coverage. BatmanOnFilm.com. Head over there if you're not already following along. Also, should be recording something on the Comic Binge later this week or next week with a whole host of people from across the podcasting multiverse. Make sure you check that out as well at the Comic Binge's YouTube channel. But for Up to Speed with Wally West, we are also going to talk about The Flash. No, there is no Wally West. We do see Iris West. Overall, though, thoughts on the movie, I loved it. I've seen it twice now. Saw it again last night for the second time with the family, the full family, not just my fiance. Everyone had a blast. My son said that it was his least anticipated movie for the summer, and he really, really enjoyed it, particularly Barry's character arc. So, yeah, I mean, we come at it from different angles because I'm very attached to Michael Keaton's Batman, even though probably not my favorite cinematic version of the character, at least because it doesn't exactly align with my comic book sensibilities. But I do love Michael Keaton's Batman. It was my 12th birthday when his first movie came out. It left a mark on me as a Batman fan. So I was already really excited going into this to see him return. The fact that we get Ben Affleck, maybe a couple other Batmans, it was well worth it just for that alone. But the movie itself was just fantastic. I know a lot has been said about the CGI. Now the director's even come out and talked about how that was intentional, some of the moments. That was something I thought of before the first time that we watched it last week at one of the advanced screenings. And it was nice to hear that confirmed. Visually, though, I thought it looked great. You know, Chrono Bubble aside, how some stuff is hyper-realized. A lot of the other stuff, seeing how they depicted Barry's speed, it was writ large for the big screen. The way the movie starts and he takes off, just phenomenal looking visuals that, you know, you can tell the difference. After seeing 9 years of The Flash on TV, you can see the difference that a big budget movie makes. And one of my favorite parts was seeing phasing from a scientific standpoint. Like, I've heard all my life reading Flash that he vibrates his molecules and that allows him to go through things. But here we actually get to see it down to the molecular level of how those molecules interact. I thought that was really cool to finally see that. Another aspect that kind of pertains to Wally West is the calorie meter. We start off the movie with, he's got like a Fitbit basically that tells him when his calories are getting low and how much energy that has for him. And that's like straight out of the comics we're covering right now on the main episodes. How Wally has to eat all the time to get his energy up. And that's a very key moment for the opening of this movie. That was really awesome to see, especially when he meets the younger Barry. Not Earth 2 Barry, I guess he's just young Barry. And how he also has those elements that came from the Wally West run. So that, as a Flash fan, it was really cool to see all that stuff from all the different Flashes being reflected. Of course, we have some supporting characters that are a lot different than their comic book counterparts, like Patty Spivot. Iris was somewhat close to her comic roots. I was glad to see that it wasn't like the CW where they knew each other as kids and lived together. It was nice to get back to more of a traditional reporter CSI duo than hey, we grew up together as kids. There was bit of a backstory, but it wasn't anything like the TV show. So it was nice to be more traditional with that. Ezra Miller, I thought, did a phenomenal job as all the Flashes that he played in the movie, and bringing nuance to each version of Barry Allen. His main Flash, the one that we've seen in the other DCEU movies, felt a little more mature than past iterations, maybe more in line with the Zack Snyder's Justice League version of it. The younger Barry is out of control. And there's reasons for that. And you can definitely see the different personalities between the two. And actually, the younger Barry reminded me a lot of Impulse, which I thought was kind of cool. Like, I can see why people would think he was obnoxious, and he kind of is, but I didn't mind it. And it's for that reason I just mentioned. Like, it was very much, they had like this Wally West, Bart Allen dynamic of Wally's trying to explain something to Bart, and Bart just immediately does it right away before Wally can finish explaining, and it causes him trouble. That felt straight out of the comic books. There's a lot of stuff in the trailer that made it into the movie that didn't happen in the way I would have expected or thought, which I thought was very refreshing. Also, the villain. I don't want to spoil it too much, but the fact that the bad guy is the Dark Flash was ruined for me a month or two ago by looking down the toy aisle, which it looked kind of like a New 52 Reverse Flash to me a little bit, but it didn't feel very flashy. But I figured, well, I'll watch the movie and we'll see what happens, because we haven't heard anything about a Reverse Flash casting. So the way they created a Dark Flash for this movie and how that character is utilized, I thought it was really well done. And it brought the whole movie together and gave it, I don't know, it gave Barry more of a sense of consequences for his actions than we ever saw in Flashpoint. Like, he feels bad in the comic, but the way they handled that story and the antagonist, it just felt more fulfilling for me narratively, to see how it all played out. We don't know who killed Barry's mom, really. It's never revealed in the movies, so maybe if they do make a Flash 2, we may get more into that, or they may just move on. I wouldn't object to that either way, because as comic book fans, we can fill in that headcanon for ourselves. Man, if you saw Spider-Verse, there's a lot of this that, kind of parallels with terms of canon events and fixed points and timelines and everything, which was really interesting. But despite the marketing, this is through and through a Flash movie. Of course, I'd like to see more of Batman because I'm a Batman fan. But Barry Allen is the heart and soul, and Ezra Miller brings that to life really well. And yeah, this is straight up a Flash movie that Batman happens to be in. Is Batman in it more than he's in Batman Returns? Maybe. I wasn't sitting there with a clock. I was just immersed in the world. But I thought Keaton had a really good presence. Some good character moments. Not everything is ruined or shown in the trailers, I should say. But yeah, there is a lot of it. I think Sasha Calle is probably... Her and Iris are probably the most underserved by this story. I really was expecting more from Sasha Calle. There really isn't room for Iris in this story, other than as some plot motivation minorly. So in a sense, that's kind of disappointing, but I didn't really dwell on it. I really liked, I would have rather have seen a lot more of Supergirl than what we got. But Sasha Calle is fantastic as this version of Supergirl. I hope this isn't the end for her, but time will tell on that. Yeah, just really good, really solid summer popcorn entertainment. It's not, I don't think it's reinventing the genre. And this movie's been so troubled with production, should have come out a long time ago. should have beaten to the screen some of the things that we've seen in the Spider-Verse movies or No Way Home or Doctor Strange of the Multiverse of Madness. So maybe some folks will complain it's derivative, but there's just so much love for the DC universe in this movie. I really felt that coming through. And so I didn't mind seeing another multiverse movie. The cameos for me didn't hit as hard as, like, say, No Way Home, but because the cameos in No Way Home, they're not cameos, they're integral parts of the story. And these are just more like akin to what we got with Titans, or there was an episode in season 2 of The Flash where Barry could see the multiverse, and we saw quick little flashes of, no pun intended, of other Earths. This is a lot more like that. So don't get hung up about this being about the cameos, because it's not. This is a Barry Allen story, and it's beautifully told of how you deal with loss and how you heal from that and move forward. And yeah, it was just, it's not the Batman, it's not Joker, it's not trying to be like this high art or this dark, depressing, serious movie. It's just fun. It's a fun comic book movie that I thought was really well told, really well done. As we got out yesterday, they announced that the director, Andy Muschietti, is going to be directing Batman the Brave and the Bold, and I think he's going to be a great choice because he does so well with the Batman elements of this. I thought the fight scenes were exciting, both for Batman and for the Flash. Don't like Affleck's suit at all. Sorry, whoever designed that. The mesh thing did not work, for me at least. But I thought the blue and gray scheme of it wasn't bad. Keaton's suit is awesome. I really liked Barry, the main Barry suit. I thought they did a good job taking some of the lead design notes and making them come to life. And yeah, I've seen it twice now. Probably going to go see it a third time. Like, I enjoyed it that much that I definitely want to see it again on the big screen. Don't know if I'm going to be able to make an IMAX workout, but it is there for 2 weeks at the best IMAX that we have in town. Maybe catch it on Dolby Vision. I don't know. But I definitely want to go see it a third time. There were things I didn't hear or missed the first time that I caught the second time that were kind of cool. So if you were on the fence about seeing The Flash, go, run, don't walk to your theater. It's a good time. And it's, probably the end of this era of DC. And if it is, or the penultimate film in this sequence of this multiverse, it's a good way to go out on. So those are my thoughts on The Flash. I'm going to have some more. I'm going to be on, like I said, or other channels that you can hear me opine. So if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Got another episode in the can coming out very soon, and maybe a couple other things as well that I mentioned. So that's it for now. You are up to speed with Barry Allen. Talk to you next time.